In this video, I talk about training karate with bad knees. Okay, so now in my 50s, my knees are bad. I mean, they're bad. Even though my focus now is on bodybuilding, rebuilding my body, putting muscle back on that I've lost over the years, I still do my martial arts training, but I have to do it differently. If you've got bad knees, these are the things that I'm doing. They may work for you, they may not. Maybe you've tried them and they worked, I don't know. These are a couple of things that I've tried and I'm doing to be able to still practice my forms, not all of them because I can't do all the movements, but to do what I can because martial arts is a lifetime pursuit. Once it gets in your blood, that's it. You just gotta do it. So right off the bat, the first thing I'm doing is I'm raising my stances. Instead of standing like really low or getting into a real low movement, I'm raising my stances. Much like what you see in the older Okinawan pictures of the Okinawan masters, their stances are a lot higher. You know, now that we're into sport competition and all that, and forms competition, everything's been lowered, it looks prettier, all that. But for practical purposes and to be able to continue training, especially if you got bad hips, knees, raise your stances. My stances aren't as low as they used to be. I've raised them up. So I'll move from here and I'll move this way. Shorter stances. If I'm in my front stance, instead of a long, deep front stance, my front stance is now here. It's a lot higher. And I'm able to move, still putting my leg out, and I'm able to still perform my front stance. My horse stance, which is notoriously one of the lower stances, really wide, really deep, my horse stance now is right here. Okay, it's not double shoulder width like it used to be. It's right here, it's sunk down, but not to the point where it's putting pressure on the outside of my knee. So my stances are all higher. The other thing that you want to think about is pivoting. Many of the kicks I can't do anymore because I can't pivot. And while I still can't pivot around at speed to do these kicks, I still train my kicks, but they're slower and they're lower. Rather than kicking super high, I kick no higher than waist level. I kick here, and I also do them slower. I don't lock my knee out like I used to. Maybe that's what did some of the damage to my knees, was this old, especially in the Korean systems where there's a lot of kicking, locking out the knee at extension during forms. I'm not saying that's what did it, but it could have added to it. You don't know. So to protect my knees now, I do my kicks, but I do them lower and I do them slower. The third thing you want to think about is pivoting. When I do a turn during my forms, am I pivoting on the ball of my foot or am I pivoting on the heel? You're going to switch, you're going to use both, but you got to find what takes the most stress off your knee. If you go to do your pivot and you're pivoting on the ball of your foot and for some reason it bothers you, try pivoting with your weight on the heel. Lift that toe a little bit and pivot on your heel so that to change direction. So that you're taking that stress off the knee. Never turn and keep your foot planted. You're going to put torque on the knee and you're going to cause yourself problems. You can pivot on the ball of your foot, which to me puts more stress on my knee, or you can pivot on the heel, which allows me to turn my whole body at one time. Whichever one works better for you. Ball of the foot or heel. So if you're training with bad knees, most of my training is Tai Chi. I don't have to worry about my knees so much. Although there's still some movements, even doing that, they give me problems. But when I train my karate, my tangsuro, when I train the basics, when I train my forms, I do them differently. I do them in higher stances. My kicks are slower and slower. And if I can't do the kick, I'll just do a knee. I'll replace the technique that was there with something I can do. If it's a high side kick, I'm going to do a low side kick. If it's a rear leg round kick, instead of pivoting, which I can't do anymore, I'm going to pivot on my heel and I'll come up with the knee and set down. My forms look different, my techniques look different, but that's the way it's supposed to be. That's how martial arts are supposed to evolve. They're supposed to evolve with you. You have to make them your own, especially as you get older, because you're gonna run into problems. You're gonna have physical issues, injuries, arthritis setting in, back problems, whatever it is. If you wanna continue training, and you can and you should, you've got to adapt. But it's not gonna look the same. Some people are out there are gonna sit there and say, well, you're not doing it right. That's wrong. Screw them. It doesn't matter. You're doing this for you. You're doing this to be a warrior in life, to improve your health, to improve your focus, to just for the enjoyment of the art. Do it for you. If you got bad knees like myself, try raising your stances higher. Try pivoting on your heel rather than the ball of your foot, whichever works best for you. Try doing your kicks lower and slower. And also, if you need to, replace a kick with a knee or some other technique. Yes, your form's gonna look different, but as long as it makes sense and it allows you to continue training, it's a win-win. So that's all I got for today. I just wanted to go and throw that out there because today just seems to be one of those real creaky days for me, and hopefully that helps. If you got bad knees, put your comment below. Let me know, what have you done to alter your training and allow you to be able to continue to train. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, hit the notification button so you're notified every time a new video comes out. Be sure to go to my website at kevinwputala.com where you've got videos, courses. There's also a new shop there, the Warrior in You shop, that's got t-shirts, mugs, stuff like that. Be sure to check that out as well. Until next time, stay focused, stay consistent, and most importantly of all, never ever quit. God bless, and we'll see you in the next video.